What's good, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of Setting the Records. The Daily Rundown. Gotta forget. So we talk about this young kid that's making news right now. Look, even when I typed in Carmelo Anthony shooting, Carmelo Anthony popped up, like the actual player. Because everybody know he's known for his shooting. He's a great basketball player. Probably only thing he could do was shoot the ball. I was trying to find a picture of this kid. Had to go to the news sites to find it. So let me give you guys a rundown. Carmelo Anthony goes to a school in Frisco. I think that's, let me see what state that's in Texas. He has a $1 million bond. It was 50%, so it's $500,000 now. His goal that his family trying to reach is 350,000. They are at 285 on the GoFundMe page. Huh? All right, yeah, we can donate. I can donate to that too. I'm sorry. Yeah. $1 million bond. They 50%ed it. So let's go ahead and go to the video to see exactly what happened between him and his kid. So this is what I heard. So far, I heard the white boy and his friends was bullying Carmelo. Carmelo asked to be left alone, and when they decided not to, allegedly he shanked them. After that, the boy died. Now it's a trending topic because white boys die. But I also want to talk about black men and how black men are responding to this. So first, I'm gonna show you guys the video. Then I'm gonna get to Anton Daniels and how he feels about the kid and why he said the kid is about to get raped in jail, which is crazy because it's nothing but mostly men in jail. So when women say men are dangerous and men are dangerous to other men or men are dangerous to society, you're supposed to be able to go to jail and serve your time to society without being further, villainized. But instead, that's not what's happening. And what's that one kid, babe? That 17-year-old kid that went and shot that protest a few years ago. What's his name? There we go. I'm gonna show you guys the difference between what Anton said about Kyle Rittenhouse and what Anton said about Carmelo Anthony, because there is a difference, right? About how these men defend them, and also Candace Owens has officially switched sides, and she announced yesterday she's walking away from MAGA. I'm gonna do that in a separate video, but let's go ahead and go to the young kid first. Okay, this is a track meet shit that happened a few months ago where the lady bopped her aside the head. All right, I want to make sure that has nothing to do with the fuck we talking about today. As far as that young lady smacking that young lady with the baton, I'm gonna cover that inside a different story. That's a sports related story.
All right, many of us saw that viral track beat moment. Now there's another one with much more dire circumstances. The family of a boy who was stabbed to death at a Texas track meet is speaking out against what they're calling a senseless incident. Boy, is it ever. 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony.
Senseless on whose behalf? I can tell you this right now. Some boys are not going to tolerate being bullied and jumped and stuff like that. But let's get into the facts of the details, or what facts are being spoken on the media now, to see what really happened. And as far as I'm concerned, free Carmelo.
Okay, he was charged with first-degree murder. Police say he stabbed Austin Metcalf after an altercation during a high school track meet just north of Dallas. The twin brother of 17-year-old, the victim here, tried to save his brother, but the Metcalf say Austin died in his twin brother's arms.
Did you try to stop your twin brother from being a fucking villain? The one thing, because I'm listen, Anton don't tell the 100 story about shit. So let me do it myself. Especially when you grew up around these kind of white boys, you tend to defend them. A lot of these white boys in these schools, especially, I don't know how it is in Texas. I can only imagine it's worse in Texas. But in Michigan, you meet kids, especially white kids, who feel like they can do or say anything to people. Especially in certain cities, Howell, Michigan, Clare, Michigan, cities surrounding Howell, Michigan. Those white boys have no honor on how they do shit. I don't know exactly what happened with this young kid, but from what I understand, he was a bully and he was treated like a bully, unfortunately. That's just what it is, bro. Kids who go to school and just focus on grades and academics and athletics, they don't end up in situations at school like this, or somebody feel like they gotta defend themselves at school. It'd be different if this incident, took place at a park in a neighborhood. That's different. Different rules for your neighborhood. But at school, at least I was in Detroit, the kids who were just focused on going to school, they never got into any trouble like this. It was always people who was on somebody else's head or trying to bully somebody. They got into fights. They got into deadlier altercations. Where pew pews was pulled out, that kind of stuff. In this situation, it wasn't a pew pew; it was a knife. I try to tell people all the time, they both can take you out just as easily. You don't got to be shot these days. It goes back to the days of Game of Thrones, old days. Only thing you need is a sharp blade. That's all you need.
The track meet, the surviving brother and mother spoke to ABC.
I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And
You did. Yeah. So you didn't see your brother. What did you see? Yeah. What did you see? What do you know? Because we know your brother got stabbed and he's gone now, and we're sorry for your loss to a certain degree. But what do you know about how your brother was moving? Because when George Floyd got pinned down to a cop knees for 8 minutes and he said he couldn't breathe, the main question was, who was he before? What did he do? Why was he in this situation? So I asked the same questions. What did your brother do? Why did he find himself at the fucking end of a nice blade being inserted into his body? And as you guys know, for anybody that's ever been stabbed, I've been stabbed in my arm. But for anybody who's actually been stabbed in places that's on your body, once they hit one of the little veins or arteries, it's done. It's over. It's literally over, big dog. So you shouldn't be bullying people. That's lesson number one. Don't ever bully people unless you're really ready for that smoke.
I mean, I try to help him.
He was the most amazing kid. Oh, so smart.
Everything these white women saying, black women and George Floyd life said the same thing. It still didn't matter. The white people deemed him to be a crackhead who didn't die because of 8 minutes of not breathing, but died because he had fentanyl or some type of drug in his system after he had allegedly just robbed the bank or robbed some grocery gas station for a $20 bill. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's hard for me as a black man to really feel some type of way about this, to be perfectly honest. Where I come from in Detroit, people die every day, right? Especially kids. Kids die all the time. So at the end of the day, again, sad for the family that they got to deal with this, but they're not dealing with anything else that George Floyd family didn't deal with, that Trayvon Martin family didn't have to deal with, which is loss.
He had college football guys looking at him to play in college just because the kid was mad. My son is not here anymore, and I don't understand it.
Yeah, we're asking, well, what can be learned from this? Nothing. It's an unprecedented stabbing, according to the school district. It's just
unprecedented. See, the media have a nice way of trying to make it seem like when you use the word unprecedented, right? You're trying to make it seem like this came out of nowhere for nothing. Yeah, that's not the case. That's not the case. You're trying to make it seem like this black kid or whoever the perpetrator might be did this without any logic or reasoning, when that's not the case.
I'm trying to make him out to be a monster. Like, so you mean to tell me he went to a track meet that day that he was actually supposed to be there, and all of a sudden he just took a knife out and did that? Nah.
I saw a picture of Carmelo and his family. They was very rich.
That don't make any sense. No.
He come from a good family.
No, that young man was being picked on. They came starting with him. They came starting him. They came bothering him.
And look like it.
Yeah, no. And for them to say they first degree murder as if it was planned, like he planned to come to this meet, like no.
That's what I'm confused by, because so confused first degree would mean that it's premeditated. Yeah, that specific word.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anything
that says that he plotted or planned or anything like that, because they would have told us that by now.
Oh yeah, if it was any text messages, if it was anything like that had any remote, oh yeah, that shit would have been out to the media by now.
Yeah, no, that ain't what happened.
No.
I'm trying to spin a narrative. What happened is this young man, Metcalf, was not a great young man. He was not a friendly young man. He was a bully. Most white male athletes are. They come with this complex about being like the best in the top, and he probably got catered to. So like, no.
He looked like one of them guys.
Yeah, and I don't. Yeah, so like, no, get out of here.
He looked like one of them young teenagers with a strong chin who was probably working all the time, for like a bully niggas.
Yeah, and he probably bullied people before, not just Anthony. I'm pretty sure he's bullied other white children as well.
And nobody never said
anything. Yeah. And then his little twin brother. Oh, I hear he keep changing his story. Oh, I wasn't over there, and I was over there. So which one is it, bro? Were you there or was you not there?
Yeah, he's a liar.
Yeah, he's a liar. And that's what I'm saying. He's a straight liar.
And we can't take him at his word. Why? How did the court say it? Conflict of interest.
Yeah, and if you put him on a defense stand, they're gonna tear him apart.
Yeah, so
they're gonna rip him apart.
You didn't know your brother was this kind of man, young man, at all, sir? You know that's not gonna happen. I haven't seen no white people with videos, which let me know.
I told you that, babe. Then I say that. Where's the videos? These are teenagers. I'm a teacher. Teenagers have.
But it's not just boys at track meets.
That's what I'm saying.
It's girls too.
Track meets. It's parents at track meet. My son used to run track. We're all there. Parents,
I would believe if somebody stabbed somebody turned their camera on.
And ain't no video.
If nobody did, I would have believed. This is not putting anything on a young man's name, but I would believe it's because nobody at the school feels sorry for him. Real talk. We can say it's about public safety, but I done seen situations where a school getting shot at and niggas filming.
Yeah, people come. And on top of that, why is there not any students or any people that were there coming out to speak about it?
Exactly.
There's nobody coming out. Only people we hear talking, not even Mr. Anthony's family. We hear the Metcalf family speaking. Why hasn't the police released any? You know, usually news reporters, they'll come up and find people who was there at the incident. We haven't seen any of that. Maybe because your son wasn't liked. And you think he was a great kid. Maybe no one liked him. Because why is there no video? This is a day and age where everyone has cell phones. Why is there no video? So you mean to tell me the cops didn't check everybody's phone, ask people about their phones and what they got? Nah.
Now I need to check people these days, especially. I mean, because there's cameras at ghetto black schools. I have to assume there's cameras on the track meets. I have to assume that. Right, but that's all presumptuous. Let's keep going.
Difficult case all the way around. Let's bring in our guests, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor David Bruno, still with us. Joe Tamburrito is with us, and retired.
I'm not really here for these guys' perspectives. I only want to get the news story.
A teenager accused of stabbing another student athlete at a track meet told officers as he was being taken into custody that he did it in self-defense.
Austin Metcalf was killed this week at that Frisco.
As my wife said, you never admit to a crime. That's lesson number one my mother and father always taught me. Never, ever admit to a crime. The only time I've ever been in court for something that they thought they had me on was embezzlement. I pleaded no contest. Why? Because they got a job to do. Your job is to prove that I did anything. My job is to stay out of jail. Let's see who wins. And being a fucking mindless twits that they are, they couldn't solve anything. And most of them, they don't care as long as the case is closed. So I gave them a case. You want to hear? Here you go. No contest. 47 days on a charge that's supposed to be 2 years. I take that as a win. And so can they, because then they got a chance to prosecute somebody and have a win on their record. Right? Shout out to the Moses brothers, because I ended up hiring them boys. If you know, you know.
Track meet. New documents detail what happened before and after 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony allegedly pulled a knife from his backpack and stabbed him. Fox 4's out.
And this the only picture y'all got of Carmelo is his arrest picture?
Because every other picture of him is him being a student, working out, an athlete. He doesn't have a criminal history. That's the point. This is a good kid.
Yeah, I saw his family photos. Photos look like they was all raised in like
nice areas, nice homes.
Yeah, it looked like fucking Will Smith and the family and Fresh Prince.
This is the only picture they can find. He doesn't have a rap sheet. He doesn't have a history. That's why they can't bring up anything about his personality, anything about his behavior in school. They can't bring up any of that.
And
because he's not that type
by
of
now, because he made bail, that means he's been processed, all right? Because he went to see a judge. No. So not made bail. He has a bail. That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Okay. I hope he makes bail.
So
because he don't need to be in that.
I don't think you should pay the bill, Carmelo. What I think is y'all should say this $1 million, right? Let them take it to trial. Let them, because he can't talk, the person that you killed. So now it's all about what you can prove. That's how murder cases go. That's why a lot of them, like Tamara Green's, don't go answer, because the person who knows the fucking answers is gone now. Just that simple. I want to bring it to Tamara Green. I'll show my wife that. Nobody know why she was there. Nobody knew what she knew. Want to know why? Because she's in the fucking ground now. Just that simple. So I'm saying, like, if it was Karmelo, if I was part of your family, I would say, look, dog, this is what we knew. This is what they do got. They got you on testimony saying that you did out of self-defense. Now we got to build on that. That we can't do it no other way. And they got the murder weapon, right? What I haven't seen, like my wife said, is witnesses.
I have not seen witnesses. And
right?
His brother's not a credible witness at all.
His brother didn't see the shit.
Yeah.
So you can't validate nothing. Only thing you can, he might be able to point to a motive, but he can't point to a crime. So he can't even get you. He can't even testify at all.
No, yeah, he don't know what happened.
Right? He can try to testify to his brother's good character, but again, that's like getting a mother to testify for a killer and her son. Oh yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was my son. He's a good guy, Your Honor. Yeah, that doesn't sway the jury. What they need is innocent people that can say that Karmelo always been a bad person. He was always a bad guy. He had a history of this. This shows that he had a violent past and that he's capable of doing something like this, because nobody except Karmelo can talk about the intent.
Mm-hmm.
I've been through this court shit so many times, bro. It made no sense, and there's always a way to get out.
I think he's gonna beat this. I honestly think he's gonna beat this case.
That's what I said. I'm not paying no bail on this.
I think he's gonna beat it. And they're not bothering him in jail. I guarantee you they're not bothering him.
And on top, you know what, bail means you still got to come back and fight the case. You're just getting out to say hi and go talk to your friends, go talk to your lawyer and shake hands, get some coochie, but you're a kid. Right now, you have all the cards in your pocket. They're making you miss school. They're undoubtedly going to ruin your chances to go to college right now, right? Because you got to go back and redo your senior year. You got to go back and do your fucking ACT scores, all that stuff. On top of that, college campuses have to look at this and say, do they want somebody there that might stab somebody, even in self-defense, right? Which is a contradiction considering how many women are great, et cetera, on college campuses, right? But that's not how they're going to talk about it in the media. They're going to villainize you. That's just what it is, big dog.
And they're going to make him look like he's a saint, the white boy.
Oh, absolutely.
And then people keep trying to say, oh, this is not about race. Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, we're going to get to the race part. That's where other black people come in, like Anton.
Alex Boyer joining us now live with the latest. Alex.
Hey guys, and in that 7-page arrest warrant affidavit, several witnesses, including Metcalf's twin brother, describe how that deadly encounter went down.
We already heard that Metcalf's brother said he didn't see it, so he can't describe shit. He just said it. Now that we know there's a 7-page document out there, probably the police and the media got it because it's not public record yet because he hasn't been sentenced. But I'm interested in knowing who those witnesses are. Right? Metcalf's brother means nothing to me. Right? I will hate because my sisters are twins. I can't even imagine how that is. But I can also imagine that more than likely it be white boys like y'all, they be running around. Right? And back when I was growing up, y'all would come into the hood, get drugs, stuff like that, and play games. And somebody always have absolutely no mercy for y'all, no heart for y'all. Somebody have bitterness because of how they grew up. And y'all end up, some of y'all make it back. A lot of y'all niggas, I saw didn't, bro. Real talk. This happen all the time. Because y'all couldn't get what y'all needed in y'all neighborhoods. Y'all didn't know who to go to. Or if y'all did know who to go to, there was a white boy who didn't rock with y'all kind of white boys. And yo, you know exactly what I'm talking about if you grew up in Michigan. I try to tell my wife that it's like the Howell, Michigan white boys, the ones that care about the Second Amendment, because they care about militia. They don't give a fuck about the speech part. They care about the militia part. It's at the very end. They take that shit super seriously. They damn near look at other white people for conforming with other races as like traitors. So like y'all could never. That's what I know. That's what I've experienced. Y'all can never go to them and ask for drugs. They wouldn't trust y'all. Y'all come to us. And then some of y'all white boys, y'all get overzealous, right? Drewski made a whole skit about this. Funny as hell, but it had truth in it. And some of y'all come around us and start acting like y'all one of us. It always work out in the worst ways. Even Eminem. How many times did you hear Eminem say the word nigga?
I don't remember Eminem.
Never. Eminem knew better.
Yeah, I don't never.
You rapping in Detroit, you going to underground little rap meetings. You might be the only white person there.
You always respect the black culture.
Make sure you respect, because if you don't,
he always respect the black culture.
Absolutely. He would never use those kind of language because he understands growing up in Detroit. You can be around us, but I'm telling you, you can't even do that. And this is the last thing I'm gonna say about that part about race. When I was at Central Michigan, I was okay with white people coming around using the word N-word. I never cared. But you know who did care? My roommate Nate. 6'6" ass nigga. He used to get extremely upset. Not just at them, but at me for that. Hey, bro, you got cuz over here saying that. He was like, I would have guests over. He would literally grab them niggas by their collar, pick them up, and like if they tried to fight him, he instantly get on tip. And hey, bro, what's the problem, bro? You know what I'm saying? Cuz he spent money with me. Bro, nigga can't use this language if we're gonna be roommates. It's that simple. My name on the lease too. He put it just like that. He would say nothing else. And when them niggas come over here, them niggas can't touch my my motherfucking water faucet. They can't get nothing, bro. They smoke, they get the fuck out. I was like, all right. That nigga was really standing on business when it came to that race shit. That's when I truly understood. Some niggas still really, when it comes to certain languages and black culture, they really gatekeep that shit. They mean that shit too. As they should. I had no problem. That's my man's. So I have no problem with him doing it. And shout out to Nate. The nigga went to Africa this year. Shout out to Nate.
Suspect then reportedly admitted to a Frisco police officer who detained him that he had stabbed Metcalf.
My son is gone, and
Will Kane, you invited them on your show. This is why Stephen A. Smith, I'm directly talking to you now. This is why when you brought Will Kane on as a co-host, I automatically stopped watching your show for a while. Will Kane is a racist pundit. And when he came to talk about sports, I knew I might as well listen to Joe Biden talking about sports or Trump. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even going to, because if you don't watch ESPN, then you don't even know who the fuck Will Kane is. But let's go. But he was one of the main ones, for those who don't know. When Colin Kaepernick was doing the Black Lives Matter knee shit, Will Kane was one of the main ones that was speaking against it. It was actually a white boy by the name of Max Kellerman, who was actually for black people, because he grew up in Southside Queens. Like he always said, I grew up in Queens. I grew up around Wu-Tang, all that stuff. But some of his white counterparts did not. Will Kane grew up, who I believe this Metcalf kid grew up around his own, so he can understand and sympathize with his own.
I don't really have words.
Yeah,
I've tried to figure out what I was going to say, but he's just going to be so missed.
The pain is still raw for the Metcalf family after 17-year-old Austin Metcalf was killed on Wednesday morning at a UIL District 11-5A track meet in Frisco.
That dude was extremely smart, always in the box. He just came to him real easy, and just him playing with football as well just made him just a great person overall.
Here's what happened according to witnesses and the police report. Metcalf got into an...
Metcalf is a football player, right?
Yes.
Austin was there for a track meet.
Yes.
Not Austin.
Karmelo
was there for a track meet. So why are you down where the track students are for a track meet? Why are you over there? Did somebody invite you in the tent, or did you just walk over there? Or did you know people from other schools? Like, what is it?
Because that's the real question.
Yeah,
were you and Karmelo friends?
Yeah.
Was there any reason why you had to approach him? When you did decide to approach him, even though y'all weren't friends, even though he didn't invite you to approach him, what was that conversation like? Oh, I forgot you're dead. You can't tell us.
And neither can your brother.
Because he didn't see it.
Right.
And just keep it 100. And the only reason why this young man was arrested, because Karmelo was arrested because this young man is white. I'll say it. Because this young man is white.
argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move over a seating. Got into an argument with the suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers.
No, you see how they worded that?
Let's go back. Let's go back. So you see this field that they're playing on. Just let me know that they don't go to a poor high school. That's one, right? And if they were at practice, this entire bleaching seat would have been open. It wouldn't have been filled with parents and students and fans because they're practicing. So this is one of the things that the media does to defend white people. They throw out all logic and just say, well, they was having a seating dispute to make it seem like something that something that was minuscule led to something that was big. But that couldn't have been the case if there are dozens of fucking seats everywhere.
Right. They said it on top of it. I already said it. He was already sitting down.
The thing is, like, this is an aerial fucking shot and it still looked huge.
Yeah.
That means there was dozens of fucking seats. On top of that, let's keep it 100, right? If you're a football player on a football field, guess where you can sit at? On the fucking field itself. When you see like track stars warming up and fucking stretching, guess what they're doing it at? They're sitting down on the fucking track field itself. So again,
They said it was raining that day. Remember, there's other reports say that it was raining that day.
football players playing rain every day.
Every day. Now, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But it's still spots and stuff like, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, that's not grass. That's turf.
Yeah.
Which meant that it's meant to be sitting on and played on, even if it's wet. That's the whole point. There's a whole field for niggas to say that, but you're trying to tell me this started over a seating dispute.
Right.
Okay.
As if like they both came up to the chair and they both wanted it and they both started fighting over it. That's not what happened.
No.
No. And look, that's what I said. Look how they worded it.
Ridiculous.
Suspect, 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, over a seating dispute in the bleachers. Metcalf told Anthony he needed to move from under the team's tent.
He always was one to step up and
Step up. Let's start there. Let's go with your side of the story. Who gave him authority to tell anybody that they had to move out of the team tent? On top of that, if other players that's a part of the school athletic program, which it seems like Carmelo was, if he was a part of the track team, if he wanted to get out of the rain just like everybody else wanted to, why would he being told he couldn't be under there? And even more importantly, when he said no, why didn't Metcalf go to his superiors to have him removed? Why did he feel like he had the authority to remove anybody physically? That's the questions that we need to ask here. But this is probably what happened. Because of his football career, he probably felt physically superior. We all know track players are slim. They're meant to be slim, to move faster. They say he was throwing football, so he probably was a quarterback, which means he has strong arms. And when that happens, white boys feel like they become fucking Hercules. Letter of the law. They start doing citizens arrests. That type of shit. He probably felt entitled to the tent. That was not his, that he did not pay for, that was owned and operated by the school athletic department. He probably felt like he was that nigga. Most football players do. They can have a losing season and still walk around the school like they that motherfucker. Like they Tom Brady. All of them are arrogant. I have yet to meet one that's not arrogant. Except Russell Wilson. Right. He's a needle in a haystack. But let's keep going.
be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This is
always a white woman.
So you're gonna sanction his death? That's basically what you're telling me you sanctioned his death.
So he did the right thing about telling somebody to move out of the tent. Go where?
So you even give your son authority. You even empower him to feel like he has authority to talk to people like that.
And instead of this mother saying, you know what? Who gave you the right?
Yeah.
Because I want to know the principal. Do you agree with this type of behavior?
Right.
The head coach,
right.
the assistant coach, the defensive coach, right? The weight trainer, everybody that might have known this young man. Which one of y'all adults, so we can know who's really responsible for this? Which one of y'all gave this young Metcalf brother the authority to put his hands on other students? Right? And make sure when you tell me that you show me where in your contract that you have the authority to tell other students, not security guard work for the school, right? Not because at my wife's school, they had police officers there. Not a local police officer that's assigned to the school. No, you give that to a student to put his hands on another student.
Officer in our school taking both of them. He ain't, no. You already know. Officer Cleo, he ain't playing with it. He not playing with it.
I'm pretty sure if I asked the officer, hey man, when I'm not here, can you give permission to that student to beat the other student's ass? And you do nothing about it. We give all enforcement powers to him exclusively, despite there being adults there. You think he's gonna say, yeah, you're right, Daryl. He was doing the right thing. No. The right thing, as I said, would have been the moment if that was the situation. That's like if somebody make me like, so for example, I was head of my drama class. If somebody walk into drama class not supposed to be there, and they say they're going to stay there, that was okay. I'm gonna go tell the teacher, I'm gonna go to the principal, and they don't get security and remove that person. That's literally what happens. And then we keep going about what we're doing. None of us ever had authority to put our hands on another student. That was almost guaranteed, especially if it was a girl, he was going to jail.
This mother is stupid. I can tell y'all didn't have no representation at this time because we haven't heard anything else from you or his family but the same clips that they keep running. She's stupid. You're making it hard for your son's side.
Yeah.
You're making it hard for your son.
You're justifying it.
Yeah, you're justifying it.
And somebody like Will Kane, he's smarter than this. Will Kane went to an Ivy League school. He's smarter than this. You know, he should have told you. I don't think we should even be talking about the case to a certain degree, man.
Right. Just talk about the loss of your son for you, like,
and what he meant to the society.
That's it. That's the only thing she should have talked about. What are you doing? To me, this is her.
I guarantee the school is going to say he had no authority at all.
They are.
I guarantee the school is going to wipe their hands clean. They're going to keep themselves completely political clean. They're going to make a statement for him. Oh, we're sorry for the loss of this young man. Both students were a great pillar to society. We wish that Karmelo didn't do something. They're going to say something like that.
But you haven't heard the school yet. You see that? The school hasn't said anything yet. The school got their lawyers on this.
I guarantee they're not going. The principal not going to say. Only person we're going to hear from is the representative that's going to be representing. Yeah, the lawyer. Yeah, of the exactly. Yeah. They're not even going to talk about this.
No. Teachers, emails went out to teachers.
It's going to be school administrators.
Yeah.
It's going to be the big dogs that talk about this.
Yeah, it won't be like teachers like us. No, they're not. They're going to sanction us. Y'all better not say nothing.
I'm about to say.
We get those
yeah. You said the right word. I was going to say the same thing. They're going to tell y'all, but not one of you niggas say nothing.
This has nothing to do with you. Admin.
Not one of you.
Yeah.
That's your ass.
Because teachers had him as a student.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No.
Don't talk about his character. Don't say nothing.
Don't say we have nothing to do with this, because that opens up a lawsuit.
They're gonna wipe their hands clean with this one because they're gonna lose this case.
They are,
and then they're gonna turn to a civil case because they're gonna come for money.
If they don't lose this case, his lawyers they're gonna go and appeal it. They're gonna go and it's gonna be a whole new trial, or it's gonna be a mistrial.
Only thing they have right now is his testimony, and they don't even have that because he said that before attorney was represented to a cop. Mm-hmm. That don't mean nothing.
He wasn't even read his rights. I don't think he was even read his rights at that point. They said he came up to him.
It don't matter, babe. He's a minor without legal representation.
Yeah. So we can't. No, he may not even use that.
It's not admissible.
In court, yeah. The judge will throw that out.
It's over.
Yeah. You can't talk to minors without.
My client had just went through something traumatic where he had to defend himself, and the first thing next thing you know, he got cops pulling out. It's over. That argument is done. And I'm not even a lawyer, but the good ones, they're gonna wrap that up in a whole bunch of shit. That argument is over with. That's not admissible.
Yeah, who's his lawyers? He got so many lawyers.
Like, because they have personal items there.
Anthony opened his bag and reached in.
Look at all this fucking seating. Look at everybody else seating far apart. We trying to tell me they was fighting over a seating dispute? No, that boy was a bully.
Inside and said to Metcalf, touch me and see what happens. Metcalf reached inside and said to Metcalf, touch me and see what happens.
Exactly, because you don't have authority to put your hands on me. That's just the truth. But y'all can't, when nobody here can speak on is what Metcalf would have done after he put his hands on him. Clearly, he's somebody who felt like he was physically superior, and that's why he went over there and tried it anyway. He would never did that to a guy who was 6'10", the Rock size. He would have asked him nicely, hey man, this 10 for us, can you please move? Because he knew if he would have tried to physically move him, he wouldn't have been able to. But because he thought he could, he tried it. That's what men do. Child.
Metcalf reportedly grabbed Anthony and told him to move.
He knew he wasn't supposed to do that.
How did Metcalf get close enough for him to stab him?
Right.
That's the question because once I see somebody pull a knife, right? If I see that, the question is, why do I approach? But then there goes the other scenario. Was he already close enough that he didn't see the knife be stabbed? That's where I want to know where the laceration happened at. Was it in front? Was it from the side? Right? Where did the laceration happen? Right? If he died immediately, I'm assuming he got stabbed somewhere in his gut area. Right? Somewhere where there's not a lot of tissue at. Somewhere where his intestines can bleed out. Right? So that's the first thing I want to know is, how did he get close and why was he close? And unfortunately, asking somebody to move out of a tent doesn't require physical force. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's just a tragedy what happened.
That's when Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest once before running away.
In the chest? So, and the way I look at that could happen a million different ways. But the way that I'm looking at it, if he's approaching him, they were face to face, damn near chest to chest. If he was wearing football gear as well, they would have had to been extremely close. He would have had to use a lot of force to get that knife in him. And did he stab him once and he died? Where was the teammates? Was it just him? Did nobody try to cover this wound? No, it had already been escalated at that point. So did anybody try to save him? He said he died in his brother's arms. What did his brother do? Instead of holding him, were you trying to cover the wound? Again, as I just said, it's turf right there. You could have put a lot of dirt inside that wound. It would have covered it, stopped it from bleeding. That's a fact. It would have hurt it, but he would have been alive today, presumably.
When Anthony was taken into custody by a Frisco police officer, Anthony reportedly confessed to the crime, saying, he put his hands on me. I told him not to, adding that I was protecting myself.
That's not a confession. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. I was protecting myself. He didn't mention the knife, Your Honor. He didn't mention the stab, Your Honor. He just said he protected himself. He never admitted to a crime. That, in those statements, that is not an admission to killing anybody. For all I know, Metcalf could have stabbed himself. What witnesses do we have to say that he actually drove the dagger through this young boy's heart?
How do y'all know it came from his back? Like, there's just so many questions to be thrown out here. How do you know if it was his knife?
Real talk.
We don't know that.
I'm dead. That.
How do you know which bag is his? Was his name on it? I'm pretty sure it wasn't. How do you know that was somebody else's bag? Weren't there other people's stuff underneath there?
I would have said the little homie stabbed himself.
Right.
Now prove me wrong.
He had a knife, and I kept him up off of me.
Because if y'all had cameras at the event, we would know about it.
Yeah, no.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to, adding that I was protecting myself, and then asked the police officer, is he going to be okay? Metcalf died in his brother's arms.
I'm not at that point to forgive and forget. but eventually I will. But I pray for his family. I pray that they understand what we're going through as well.
This whole community has really wrapped their arms around us, and if I could say anything to the nation, I would say to make sure that you just hug your babies tight, because you don't know in life.
I would say teach your children to be treated how they want to be treated, to teach them respect, to teach them to never underestimate anybody. Anybody can take out anybody. And that's I can't utter any other truer words. Am I sorry this young man doesn't have a chance to have a future with his twin brother? Of course I am. But do I want to understand why he doesn't have the opportunity? Yes. Because this doesn't happen to regular kids. There's football players on the team bigger than him, the linemen, undoubtedly. Why won't they run around acting like bullies?
Last time you get to do it.
And in his community, he looked like one of them young, handsome white boys that was getting his way.
He was the star.
His mom let him have his way.
Yeah.
Everybody let him have his way.
Yeah.
So he thought he was going to have his way with Karmelo, but he didn't. It didn't work out that way, did he, young
But it
man?
says both of them approached him.
Then why did his brother see the stabbing?
That's what I'm saying. I remember early on, people said that the story goes both of them approached him, and then that's a physical disadvantage.
I didn't see the stabbing.
Yeah.
Then why are you talking? Fuck you guys. You talking about prayer? We want to hear that shit.
It's unfortunate, but this is what I mean.
This morning on the morning show, because I don't want to see what Charleston White had to say. He's a fucking clown. This morning on his show, Anton had this to say about the Carmelo Anthony shooting.
That this was going to be a race issue. This was not going to be a human issue. This was not going to be a young people issue. This was not going to be a parent issue. It wasn't going to be any of that, because Black culture cannot wait. Cannot wait. They are absolutely, positively looking for, seething, waiting on their next opportunity to protest, donate to, and get involved and have conversations around.
You think that we were waiting for a young white boy to lose his life just so we can donate and protest? Are you fucking crazy? You think that we're so diabolical that, and we don't have anything else to work on, like the fucking tariffs and our country being fucking blown to smithereens. We can't even get Nintendo Switches right now. Oh, Anton, I know you like driving Porsches. Guess what? Everything is fucking going up now. So we got a lot of other stuff to work on. The last thing we actually needed was for this or anything like this to happen to anybody's children. Nobody wants stuff like this to happen, bro. Nobody. What are you talking about?
Around things that has nothing to do with their lives. Everything becomes a race issue with Black people. We have cursed ourselves. We are a cursed people.
What does Kamala Harris and Meg Thee Stallion working together have to do with your life? Nothing, but you still covered it. What does Dwayne Wade daughter Zaya Wade has to do with your life? No, nothing, but you still covered it. Shut up, please, and just continue with your diatribe.
Collectively, not individually, but collectively, we are a cursed people when it comes to having conversations.
Everybody not talking about this case. You think your brother's talking about this case right now?
No, not my brother.
You think they're waking up covering this shit?
No.
Texting their brothers or their homies like, hey, bro, we got to do something about Carmelo Anthony case.
No.
You think they probably even know about this shit?
I don't think so. I think my teenagers know about it.
Of course.
Yeah, they do, but no.
No. You think Tony covering this shit?
No.
But Mike?
No.
Hell no.
No.
Anton, all Black people are not covering this, sir. There's a certain amount of us that actually pay attention to this. Like it isn't. You think every white person covering this, babe?
No, absolutely not. No.
I can wake up and tell you right now, I work with mostly white people in Wisconsin. I'm telling you right now, they don't watch CNN. They don't give a fuck about it. All they give a fuck about is coming to work and making sure that they get a paycheck. And when they go to the store, the prices is low. That's all they is. That's all they be caring about. All this other shit, they don't really care about.
Conversations about race. Everything becomes a race issue. Police deal with this guy. Oh, it's race. Somebody deny you for a job. Oh, they didn't like me because I was black.
You see, Anton love going at black people and black culture. No, babe, have you ever been denied from a job?
What do you mean by denied?
If you apply and they said no, you haven't gotten this job.
Yeah.
Did you email them and say this had to be about race?
No.
Have you ever had anybody in your circle tell you they was denied a job because of race?
No, honestly, no.
Come on, big dog.
No.
I haven't either.
If I didn't get the job, I didn't qualify for it.
It's just that simple. Or with somebody who was more qualified for it.
Yeah, and then
that's just what it is.
Type of name. I don't have like a.
But even when white people see my name, they don't know if I'm white or black.
Yeah.
They don't know.
And my name is Greek, so when I fill out stuff on applications, I have like a very
exact. So when they'll have to see a picture of me, but resumes don't come like that. And so at the end of the day, if I don't get a job, it's not because of race.
I feel like that only happens like really like in promotions, like you're already within the job, and that can be like some discrimination.
In certain corporate structures, it might happen. In certain corporate entities, it might happen.
But we don't see that happening often when people are suing corporate. We even see white people suing corporate structures for passive for promotions.
I just about exactly based on discrimination.
Yeah,
it's a term that they use because they can't use for it. Especially white women. Yeah. Which is again, that's what DEI was actually about. Anton was about black women, it's about white women, helping them get better positions. But we'll talk about that later.
It's my hair, cultural appropriation. She got cornrows, cultural appropriation. That didn't even come from y'all, but we made it popular. Somebody get hot when it comes to music. Oh, they must be an industry plant. They taking over our stuff, so we need to gatekeep and keep it for ourselves.
Bro, and this exact segment, you call Rosa Parks a plant.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
That's what Mama was talking about.
Oh yeah. This is I don't know why you took that clip off YouTube because I screen recorded it. Your mom's was trying to keep it 100 with you. Your mom got some common sense. She might be the only Daniels that's worth respecting.
Somebody go looking for trouble. Go sit in somebody else's stands. They're not even supposed to be there. They bring a knife, premeditated. Oh man, he was just defending himself.
Listen to how stupid this motherfucker is, y'all.
Somebody go looking for trouble. Go sit in somebody else's stands. They're not even supposed to be there. They bring a knife, premeditated. Oh man, he was just.
Somebody brings a knife. They wasn't supposed to be there. They was looking for trouble. First of all, Anton, that's why I watched the report first. Because if you listen to this nigga, you wouldn't know no facts. You would think that he's just some black dude that showed up there. As reported by Crime in Court TV, he was a track student.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there that day.
It's just that simple. He was there preparing for track. It's just that simple, big bro.
Yeah,
as far as because somebody, babe, if you go outside with mace or if you go outside with a knife to protect yourself, does that mean you're looking for trouble?
No. I have knives and tasers in my purse.
How many people go outside armed every day with a weapon because they have a license for it, but they're not looking for trouble? Everybody, America is filled with people that do it on a daily basis. Truck drivers, everybody does it. Anton said he does it. Anton, you said you carry your weapon and you forced to now. Is that because you're looking for trouble? But again, just like some of the fucking media that tries to paint a narrative, this is how this is done. This is how you paint a narrative. And they get a lot of black people to not be logical in their thinking. Because I don't want to use the C word and call them that word, right?
Undereducated.
But that's basically what he is.
Yeah.
Right? He just like what's that one dude named Jesse something? Oh man. Major C word. I can't even say that word on here. But let's keep going.
Defending himself. Make sure that we go ahead and hit that GoFundMe. Getting so distracted. Went from line dancing to Carmelo Anthony versus Austin Metcalf.
What's the problem with black people line dancing?
Right. Like, what's the problem? What does that have to do? So you mad because we out here not protesting and y'all,
bro be so
war?
invited. He be so mad he not invited to the cookout.
Yeah, like what's the problem? Why would we be out here protesting for the white people's war? What? No, we minding our business. And so why you can't leave us alone and go and finish covering stories on your people?
Why you mad about black people line dancing? How was that even a problem for you? Again, you were just saying they always talk about stuff that doesn't got nothing to do with their lives. So I go back to what you said and revert it back to you. What does line dancing have to do with your life and black people are having fun line dancing? Nothing. But you, because you never been invited to the cookout, you never been one of us, bro. I tell you that all the time. It's a place for you, just not around us. But it's a place for you. You like Taka, right? There's a place for you in the Lion's King.
Yeah.
But you can't come around. You can hang around the hyenas. You can hang around the outskirts.
You can be here.
But you cannot be around the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? The gazelles, the lions, the elephants. You can't be at Pride Land. Because you a demon.
Mm-hmm.
It's not because you a bad person. It's because you be doing stupid shit in your own self-interest. And we can't trust that alone. And this is what started this age-old beef between you and I is black culture. Let's not talk about the fact that you're in a state that's ran by women. That's far more educated and far more qualified to run a state than you are. Otherwise, if you feel that good, go ahead and run against Gretchen Whitmer and see if the homies back you. They gave her a pair of buffs and they made the song for her, Big Gretch. It's never gonna back you, bro. It's over.
But let's get into it. Let's deep dive into it. Karmelo is a local hero. He saved a drowning child when he was only 14. The media won't tell us that. What does that have to do with him stabbing somebody inside of their chest and killing?
It speaks to his character.
Right. It also speaks to his mental state. Like he's not out here.
That he's somebody that would stop
yeah.
and see somebody else in danger, put himself in danger to save that individual.
Yeah. Speaks to who he is, what type of person he is.
But of course you would write that off. Now, this is a white boy like Kyle Rittenhouse. We'll get to that later. You would defend him, child.
Killing him. I saved the baby from drowning one time, but if I slap you in the face, did I slap you in the face or am I?
You never saved no baby from drowning. You a mark. Everybody know this.
A person that saved a local baby from drowning because I got my accolades from that back then. Y'all wasn't even checking for him. Y'all had nothing to do. And you know what the funniest part about it is? Y'all sitting here doing the same thing that y'all did for Luigi. Guess what? Luigi is going to go to jail for the rest of his life.
Oh my God. Like Luigi literally traveled, 3D printed a gun and plotted out a specific person
that he went at. Like, what are you talking about?
He had no reason to be at the place, right? Again, for you to even draw those parallels, go to show me how stupid you are. On top of that, it was not black women that was speaking up for Luigi.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't the Cynthia G's or Paris Milans or Lovely T's. They were not speaking. I didn't hear Queen Sheba speaking for him.
No.
I didn't hear no black women speak. So who are you talking about? We're talking about white people speaking up for him.
Right.
It was them who are somehow the system have ruined their backs too, and overpriced their grandma health care too.
Yeah, their medical
and their opioids too.
Yeah, that
was them.
Yeah.
Most black people don't have health care.
Nope.
Stupid. And if it does, it's provided by the state, not United Healthcare.
He went after the CEO specifically.
He went after exactly.
Research. He had to figure out who he was.
He found him at a healthcare meeting.
There you go. He scouted out. He planned.
He walked behind his back and aimed it straight at his head. This man had no chance to even defend himself.
Mm-hmm.
In the situation with Metcalf, he was the aggressor. In the situation with Luigi, there was only one aggressor. It was him. This man didn't even see him coming.
This man lost his life instantly. Didn't even know it.
Didn't even see it coming.
No.
Was looking the other direction. Next thing you know, blank.
He dropped. Yeah.
On top of that, Luigi went on a run from the law, where this young boy turned himself in. Not only that, but allegedly admitted to the crime.
Yeah. They are not the same.
Luigi had manifestos going against the healthcare system.
Yeah.
When he was arrested, yelling and screaming.
And his motive, he had a clear motive.
He spoke on that motive.
Yeah.
Somebody must be calling from the group. Auntie. Hey, Auntie, I gotta call you back. Everything okay?
Okay. Text me your daddy address to that house if you want to sell. I might have a buyer for you.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Shout out to the family. Let's go.
This Karmelo kid, he gonna be in jail 2 weeks from now. Y'all not even gonna care nothing about him after his sentence is read. Y'all so fake supportive, so fake outrage. So fake supportive. I wonder if this is gonna stop y'all from killing each other inside of y'all own neighborhoods and communities. Let's deep dive in.
What are you talking about?
What does this have to do?
And this is not a part of us. We mean our neighborhoods.
Yeah, like what are you talking about?
Is Detroit not your city? What are we talking about? All right, man. I just don't know what to say sometimes about you degenerate bandits.
Into it. Let's talk about it. So this is the sentiment from some people. And this is what
of course he went to go find a black woman.
I'm gonna say that, like,
so he can tie it all into shitting on black women. Because I saw them in the chat talking about, oh, she must have voted for Kamala. Most black men and most black women voted for Kamala.
Oh my God.
So if black men, if you're shitting on black women for voting for Kamala, when the news says damn near equally, black men and black women both voted for Kamala.
It was like 85 to like 90%.
Then you have to be at the black man has too, but that's you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that. Jesus Christ.
Queens to be. This is what your queens to be is saying when it comes to this situation.
So let me guess. Hold on. So your daughter, because you don't have no son, your daughter's a queen. Your wife is a queen. She's also black. Blacker than ever. And the rest of black women are queens not because of why. So you're doing that Cooley David, no Fugazi shit. The women around you are the exceptions.
Yeah.
Nobody else a queen except the ones around you. Interesting. He also say, my wife was a virgin when I met her. I took a picture. In Detroit? Come on, cuz.
Y'all not gonna make me believe or feel any kind of sympathy for Austin Metcalf at all. He put his hands on that young man when he should have kept them hands to himself. When the young man told him,
that's a fact. That's what every black mother got to their sons. You don't want to happen to you. Keep your hands to yourself.
Right.
Speak that shit, black queen. Let's go.
Touch me and see. You bet not touch me. That meant that I don't want you in my space. I don't want you touching me. Rosa Parks days is over.
Now it goes back. Listen.
Now somebody who's a C student is about to disrespect Rosa Parks because he's so uneducated and he want to be tied in with white people so bad that he would go as far as disrespecting Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks days is over. Do y'all know that Rosa Parks and the whole Montgomery bus situation, that was planned? That Rosa Parks wasn't even the original person that said that I don't want to go to the back of the bus. That was literally planned in order to create a movement and incite for people to feel
What
some
proof
type of
do
way.
you have it is, Anton? What proof do you have it is? Because I have a clip of another content creator that I have no beef with now, but we had beef when he said the same stupid shit you just said. If I can find it, I'm gonna add it into here, right? Because I remember when Chaotic Truth, the one who says he's transracial, he's a white man, but we all know he's a troll, right? Nevertheless, he said Rosa Parks was a little fat, musket woman, and she never really helped black people get throughout the North. Said, what do you have about this, bro? What proof do you have about this, bro? Is this it right here?
We do believe in black supremacy. I think, yeah.
This is it. Let me go ahead and upload this real quick to StreamYard so I can show you guys and my wife the type of shit that these bandits say. Let me go ahead and show you guys. This is ridiculous, bro. Oh. Let me go here. Oh, no, not even that. It's on this Mac. Let me just go find it. Here we go.
Hardly do believe in black supremacy. I think, yeah, I wholeheartedly do believe in black supremacy. I think, yeah, I don't believe that slavery existed on the scale in which we're taught in the textbooks, in the movie. Stories like Harriet Tubman, I think those stories keep us behind, because what it does really, it goes against logic itself. A 5'1" short little fat black woman with a Elmer Fudd musket was traversing through the wilderness of America because there were no roads, and somehow she freed all these slaves. Sir, there's nothing wrong with me believing in black supremacy. Again, I don't know. I'm not a geneticist. I'm certainly not an anthropologist. Maybe Jim Crow was not as bad as we're taught. Again, I could be wrong and you could be right.
We've been here.
I want to compete with the Steve Jobs of society, the Elon Musk. Not some nigger who lives in his mom's room in some little house somewhere in the Midwest. I'm not trying to compete with you, sir. I'm not trying to compete with a little nigger who lives in his childhood bedroom. It's never been a forte of mine. I don't give a fuck about what you got.
I'm gonna play the rest of the video because it was a pew pew in the video. It's a little edit I made back in the day when I was going at CT. And then he got upset because he liked Lucky and did a reaction to it. Old news. I kept that clip. I forget it was Harriet Tubman he was some old, not Rosa Parks. But same thing. Ridiculous. And as always, as the same point I tried to make then, the same point I'm making today. It's black man who's doing this. It's black man. I hardly ever see videos of white men talking like that. And if I do, I know exactly how they was raised and where they're coming from. What I don't understand is I heard Anton mom speak. I guarantee she didn't teach him that Rosa Parks was a plant.
Yeah.
See, the black women didn't raise these boys like this. These boys independently adopted these mindsets so they could, what's the right word? So they can be a part of white society. Assimilate. There you go. That is the right word. Let's go.
So that they can ultimately get whatever it was changed that they were supposed to be. Rosa Parks got the accolades from somebody else that was actually the one that didn't want to get up from the back of the bus.
But you don't have that name, huh? Because it was all set up. Okay.
They don't like that. They don't like this. And I get it. I get it. You don't want to have the whole conversation because we want to make sure that we still stand.
You don't have a whole conversation to have. You don't have the receipts to prove and back up anything what you're saying from a credible source. So there's no conversation to have. When you do, holler at us.
On race, and we want to make sure that we still standing on these tropes and these stories that y'all aren't even familiar with, and you don't even have the full context. But
you don't have the full context, Anton. Anton thinks because he went to Lens Crafters and bought a pair of Versace glasses that now he understands what happened throughout Rosa Parks' whole life.
I mean, never read a book about it or nothing.
He was literally poor before Kevin Samuels gave them niggas a chance and boosted their fucking brand. That's the facts. You made your money on YouTube. You can't really talk to us about anything except YouTube. That's just the facts. He be, I do stock on my Patreon. You can't talk to us about stocks, bro. Not you, bro. Not you.
Rosa Parks was a plant. Oh man, that's gonna make them upset, ain't it? Rosa Parks was a plant. Now, I didn't say that she may not have done it for a good cause. Absolutely. But Rosa Parks wasn't even the person that did it or came up with the whole idea to do it in the first place.
When you're dead in the ground, they'll be still talking about Rosa Parks and not talking about you. That's a fact.
Right. They were talking about Rosa Parks, though.
They be talking about what she contributed to society, not you. That's the fact, sir.
No, you may have known that, but there's a lot of people that are leaning on this same conversation in order to justify their hate for white people, because that is really what it is. And when white people will stop being apologists to black people and stop giving in to the whole trope, and when white people will stop being apologists to black people, and that is really what it is. And when white people will stop being apologists to black people, and
when did white people become apologists to black people?
White people don't apologize to black people.
About what?
About what?
What did they apologize about?
Because the South Show hasn't apologized for slavery. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Slavery, that's about Southern independence.
Exactly.
That's about my ancestors didn't even own a slave.
Yeah. White people don't be out here. White people do not be out here apologizing to black people.
Apologizing. That's how I know you just. I wish I can say the word. But you a big spoon. I'm gonna say spoon. Major spoon.
Yes, you.
Oh yeah. He wish he would want to be white so bad, bro. It make no sense, bro.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So bad.
Stop giving in to the whole trope of, listen. It's a father out there that is crying because he had to bury.
Because his son was being a hoe ass nigga. A lot of fathers deal with it, bro. It is what it is.
Your father know it.
It is what it is. If he had taught his son not to bully people and go talk to authority to handle situations, he might be alive today. But he failed his son trying to teach him to handle stuff like a man instead of like a human being. That's and because he teach him how to be a misogynistic man, he thought he can handle everything until he couldn't. I can imagine what his last few little thoughts were. Damn, maybe I shouldn't have told this nigga. Maybe the rain. I'm saying everything is not that bad for them. Maybe I should go just throw a football or go lift a weight, go text one of these white hoes. But instead, I'm about to go play jump rope with Jesus.
And now I get to meet him.
Yeah. All because I wanted to tell somebody they couldn't be under my tent. My tent. That I don't own. Ciao.
His son because somebody else stabbed his son. So before we ever have any kind of human sympathy, before we even have a conversation about a family that is mourning and grieving, the first thing that people do is they start using children, to further their mindset and to reinforce their racism against somebody else. They are using kids to further their mindset. They have no compassion. They don't care about the family. They don't, man, listen, you think these black people actually care about Carmelo Anthony?
These black people?
Like, what are you talking about, bro? These black people, like, what? Do you think? What do you think? What do you see when you look in the mirror? Like, what do you see? What do you think they see when they see you? Like, I'm so confused.
You think these black people
Like,
actually
what?
care about justice, brother?
Like, what?
Who you talk to, cuz? You're not like them.
At all.
At all, big bro.
You
It's
never
over.
will be. No matter how much money you get, you never will be.
Child.
All right, let me frame it to you in a different frame. Do you think that people that don't necessarily care for healthcare industries actually cared about Luigi Marchione? I like to call him player number 2. Do you think that black people actually cared about George Floyd? Y'all think, listen. You know how I know that you don't care? And I'm going to get back to the actual situation at hand. Do you want to know how I know that you don't care? And this is all a front. This is all so you can get your social media following up. This is all so you can get some visibility. This is all so you can have your opinion because you're looking for that like and dislike and that dopamine hit. You know how I know that you don't care? They said, Anton, move past race, bro. So you don't want me.
No, don't move past it. Tell us how we don't care about George Floyd. Elaborate and substantiate your point. Oh, you cannot do that. Got it. Let's go.
To address what the culture is addressing and the conversations that they're having. You want me to act like it don't exist. You want me to act like people, because I'm past race. I don't evaluate or rock with people based off of the color of their skin. I don't pick and choose the people that I want to be around based off of whether they black or they white or none of that stuff. It's not a race issue for me. I originally said when I reported on this that this was a human rights issue. This was I don't know how to deal with confrontation issue. This was I am premeditated. I never told my parents. I never had a conversation about the problems that I was having.
Oh my God, the projecting. Again, the whole point of this video, I'm done with it. The whole point of showing this video, guys, is to show that instead of black men using logic to break down situations, as I did earlier, a lot of these black men are spooning just so they can make a little few dollars off of the same white boy death that they claim that they're concerned about. Right? Now I'm seeing Anton fly Brittany Renner into the studio. I wonder if he's going to reach out to the Metcalf family and pay for lawyers. Since you care so much, you care more about that young man than black people care about, than these black people or those black people care about George Floyd. So certainly you're going to be doing the right thing, right? And let me tell you something right now, because Charleston White learned this the other day. You got to stop playing with George Floyd's name, because Steven Jackson, the basketball player that famously played for Indiana, he came to Detroit. They had that big Detroit brawl. He was punching niggas inside the stands. He was related to George Floyd. He recently pressed Charleston White. I'm gonna do a reaction video to that, and Charleston White apologized. But that's what happened when a 6'9" nigga walk in the room and tell you if you either gonna apologize or we're gonna catch a fade. Charleston White being about 5'6", same height as me, not strapped. He was about to get the hands. That's like me saying I'd be LeBron James in a one-on-one fight. Come on, bro, it's over. It's over, bro. But anyway, man. Rest in peace to the little homie. Hope everything is okay up there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hope you're watching down, making better choices as a spirit that's gonna watch over your family now. Right? Hopefully your brother learned his, learned a lesson. Maybe for the rest of his life, he don't move like a bully no more. Now he has more compassion. Unfortunately, sometimes examples have to be made in order for certain lessons to be taught. That's just what it is. But that has been your daily rundown. I gotta take my daughter to the dentist now. I'm out of here. Bye.